Chapter 1, verse 2.
Allah, Lord of the worlds.
At one point in history, Earth seemed to be the only significant thing in the universe, but with the passing of time and scientific advancements, it was discovered that Earth is in fact only a drop in a vast ocean, namely, the universe. It is important for Muslims to understand these scientific teachings, as it inspires one to adopt good characteristics, such as trust in the infinite power of Allah, the Exalted. When a Muslim faces difficulties and questions the help of Allah, the Exalted, they should ponder over the size of the universe and how many creatures exist in it. The Earth is a single planet in a solar system which is made up of many planets and a star. Many solar systems make up a galaxy. Many galaxies make up the universe. As indicated by this verse, a Muslim firmly believes that all these things were created and are sustained by Allah, the Exalted, without any partner or help. When a Muslim reflects on this deeply, they should realize that if Allah, the Exalted, can sustain the entire universe without anything being deprived or falling out of sync, He can also take care of their issues and difficulties. Provision is something people often stress about, and in some cases this stress even drives them to seek provision from unlawful sources. Whenever a Muslim faces this stress, they should reflect on the universe and on the countless creations which Allah, the Exalted, provides continuous provision for. If He does this, why should one suspect He will not provide provision for a person who only needs a few things to sustain themselves? Taking a step back when facing difficulties and assessing these facts is an excellent way to remove stress and strengthen one's trust in Allah, the Exalted. Teachings are found in the Holy Quran and in the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, such as the promise of Allah, the Exalted, to provide continuous provision to the creation. Chapter 29, verse 60.
And how many a creature carries not its own provision? Allah provides for it and for you.
But the truth of these teachings is also found in the creation, such as the universe. Chapter 3, verse 190.
Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those of understanding.
Therefore, it is important for Muslims to firstly learn and act on the teachings of the divine scriptures and then reflect on the creation. This will lead to the strengthening of one's faith, which includes the strengthening of one's trust in Allah, the Exalted. In addition, the main verse also indicates that Allah, the Exalted, did not create the universe and then abandon it. Instead, He alone manages and sustains the entire creation within the heavens and the earth. Just like a wise king who governs a nation would not allow his subjects to disobey him and his laws without holding them accountable, nor will the Lord of the worlds. Therefore, this verse indicates the necessity for the Day of Judgment, as the Lordship of Allah, the Exalted, would not be complete without fully holding the creation accountable for their actions within the universe He manages. This verse therefore reminds Muslims of the Day of Judgment and practically preparing for it by using the blessings they have been granted in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted. Logically speaking, the Day of Judgment is something which must occur. If one observes the universe, they will notice many examples of balance. For example, the Earth is at a perfect and balanced distance from the Sun. If the Earth was slightly closer or further away from the Sun, it would not be inhabitable. Similarly, the water cycle, which involves the evaporation of water from the ocean into the atmosphere, which is then condensed in order to produce rain, is perfectly balanced so that the creation can continue living on Earth. The ground was created in a balanced way so that the weak branches and shoots of seeds can penetrate through it in order to provide crops for the creation, yet the same ground is tough enough to withstand heavy buildings being built on top of it. There are many such examples that not only clearly indicate a creator but also balance. But there is one major thing in this world which is clearly unbalanced, namely, the actions of mankind. One often observes oppressive and tyrannical people who escape punishment in this world. Conversely, there are countless people who are oppressed by others and face other difficulties yet do not receive their full reward for their patience. Many Muslims who sincerely obey Allah, the Exalted, often face many difficulties in this world and only receive a small share in reward, whereas those who openly disobey Allah, the Exalted, enjoy the luxuries of this world and only face some problems. Just like Allah, the Exalted, has set up a balance in all his creations. The reward and punishment of actions must also be balanced. But this obviously does not occur in this world, so therefore it must occur in another time, namely, the day of recompense, i.e., the day of judgment. Allah, the Exalted, could reward and punish fully in this world. But one of the wisdoms behind not fully punishing in this world is that Allah, the Exalted, gives opportunity after opportunity to them so that they sincerely repent and correct their behavior. He does not fully reward Muslims in this world, as this world is not paradise. In addition, believing in the unseen, namely, the full reward waiting for a Muslim in the next world, is an important aspect of faith. In fact, belief in the unseen is what makes faith special. Believing in something which can be perceived through the five senses, such as receiving full reward in this world, would not be so special. Having fear of full punishment and hope in receiving full reward in the hereafter will encourage one to abstain from sins and perform righteous deeds. In order for the day of recompense to commence, this material world must end. This is because punishment and reward can only be given once everyone's actions terminate. Therefore, the day of recompense cannot take place until the actions of people have been concluded. This indicates that the material world must end, sooner or later. In addition, when one observes the heavens and earth and observes the countless cycles of life and death, such as the coming and going of the day and night, the seasons and the lands for growing crops, they will understand that they too will face a cycle of death and life, namely, the resurrection on Judgment Day. When one reflects on this discussion, it will strengthen their faith in the Day of Judgment, thereby encouraging them to prepare for it by fulfilling the commands of Allah, the Exalted, refraining from His prohibitions, and by facing destiny with patience according to the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him.